Hey Changemakers, today I'm going to show you how to set up your Facebook party. And so you'll just come here to your Facebook page and click on events. And then right here, create an event. And so you're going to want to create a private event. It will actually default to that as well, but you don't want it to be public where all of your friends are seeing all of your party posts in their news feed. So just make sure it's a private event. And then again, you can choose that here and it will default to private. And then you're going to upload a cover photo. Your team leader will be able to supply you with some cover photos. We also have a lot of home office made ones that we can get through a separate Facebook group that you'll be added to as you start your business. But these are some of the ones that home office has made. So I'm going to choose one of those. And then in your event title, there's a few things that you want to communicate to your guests. One, that it's all on Facebook, and you'll obviously want to include the hostess's name. You can choose a word like live because you do have a live portion of your party. I like to use like the hostess's name, Jenna's book bash, or boredom buster party, or fall for reading gathering, some of those different things. So we'll just leave it there as Jenna's book bash. The location, you're going to put all on Facebook. You can put up here, you can call it a Facebook party or a virtual party. Again, just letting them know that it's all going to be on Facebook, that it's not a home party. Your description, you're going to find, again, your sponsor or team leader can give you a description, and it's just a basic understanding. The things you will want to definitely change are the time and obviously the hostess's name, and then whatever your date might be. I'll say Tuesday, May 19th. I don't even know if May 19th is a Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So again, pay attention to that time zone and the time. And then right here, you're going to put in the date and time. So let's see, May 19th is a Sunday. We'll plug that in. You're going to want to set your time. I live in the Eastern time zone, but you'll want to set this to whatever your hostess is in. So if they are in the Central time zone, you'll want to change it, and you can just choose a city that is in Central time to make sure that for their guests, they see what time it is. So you can set it for 8 p.m. And then you don't want to add an end time until after you have finished the live portion of your party, because we don't want it to say May 19th through the 20th. We want them to have a specific time that they come to the party. But you can add the end time later to be able to know, to tell your guests when the party is going to end. But again, don't add that until later. Your co-host, this is where you're going to put your hostess. You may want to do this a little bit later after you finish setting up the event and add some pre-party posts, but know that you can go back in and edit that in a little bit. You also want to make sure that when we're inviting, that we are personally messaging guests, and that the only people that are being added into the event are ones that the hostess has personally invited. So we're going to uncheck the guests can invite other friends. And then you're just going to create the private event. And it may take a second. So here is your Facebook event. And we have scripts that we use. And so your sponsor and team leader can give you access to the different scripts that we use. They have been tried and true, and so we always recommend that you use them 6 or 8 times in those initial parties before you go through and personalize it. But all the posts have been thought through, the wording as something that has worked. And so that's a little bit about how to do that. The other thing you'll want to know is how to just copy this event. So when you have more parties, you're just going to come down here to duplicate event. And then you're going to, you can change the background picture if you want to. Obviously, you're going to change the name of your hostess. And then if their city is different, you'll change that there. And then obviously this information here about the date and time and the hostess's name. And then your date. So maybe it's going to be the 21st, and it's actually going to be in Mountain Time. And so you can add that here. Also, if I had invited a guest in the last one, they will automatically be invited to this next one. So you would click here and then unclick any guests because you don't want them invited to the second party. But that's a little bit about how to set up a new one. If you have any questions, just reach out to your sponsor or team leader and they can help you as you set up your event. Welcome to Changemakers.